pleasure to serve under your chairship, and thank you also to the Honourable Member for Glasgow North for securing this very important debate. For the almost 6 decades the West Bank has been occupied by Israel, the UN Security Council has been calling for Israel to withdraw. But instead it has expanded, with now more than 500,000 settlers living in the West Bank, with a further 200,000 in East Jerusalem. A physical barrier obstructing the realisation of a Palestinian state based on the 1967 borders. Palestinians are often required to seek permits to travel through the West Bank, subjected to a combination of bureaucratic and physical barriers that consume their time and attack their dignity. Indeed, these movement restrictions constitute just one element of a patchwork of policies and laws that, taken together, have been described by the ICJ as systemic discrimination against Palestinians. Liberal Democrats are profoundly concerned that the deteriorating situation in the West Bank, particularly during the last 2 years, poses a fundamental threat to a two-state solution which could finally deliver the dignity and security which both Palestinians and Israelis deserve. The UK must recognise a Palestinian state now, immediately. Can the Minister update the House on UK plans to recognise Palestine, and what discussions are taking place with Canadian and French leaders regarding a possible joint recognition? There is an urgency here. From the beginning of 2024 to April 2025, more than 41,000 Palestinians were displaced in the West Bank and 616 were killed. On almost 2,000 separate occasions, attacks by violent Israeli settlers resulted in Palestinian casualties or property damage. There has long been a culture of impunity around settler violence. Few crimes result in indictments and fewer still in convictions. And the most recent activity has been fuelled by the far-right extremists in Netanyahu's cabinet, who have emboldened the most brutal settlers. It is right that the two such inciters, Smotrich and Ben-Gvir, have been sanctioned, but frankly, this took far too long. The government has not moved quickly or strongly enough to disrupt settler violence in the West Bank. So will the government now clamp down on settler violence? Will the Minister now listen to the Liberal Democrat calls for an import ban on goods from illegal settlements? The Israeli government has also mounted a systematic campaign against the work of UNRWA in the West Bank. Since its ban, UNRWA has been unable to coordinate aid deliveries. Their delivery of health and education has been disruptive. Palestinian education has come under attack.
On that point,
I will give way.
Thank you. I'm grateful to my honourable friend for giving way. She'll remember on our trip to the West Bank late last year, some of us witnessed a girls' school that had been tear-gassed just the day before, and in fact still had smouldering shells in the roof. Does the honourable lady agree with me that UNRWA schools and their children must be protected?
I thank my honourable friend for his intervention. Palestinian children have a right to education and to the chance of a decent future, as all children do. At the moment, in total, 84 West Bank schools are currently under threat from pending demolition orders. So will the Minister update us on steps being taken to support UNRWA and to ensure educational provision in the West Bank? Israel's actions in the West Bank are illegal under international law. This is made clear in the ICJ's advisory opinion published last July. The court held that Israel is in breach of its obligations under international law with respect to failing to prevent or punish settler violence against Palestinians, confiscating or requisitioning areas of land for settlement expansion, and the forcible displacement of the Palestinian people and the transfer and maintenance of Israeli settlers. They both violate the 4th Geneva Convention. Yet almost 1 year after the 2024 ICJ ruling was first issued, the government has still not provided a formal response. Can the Minister tell us when, finally, we can expect the government response? And in the interim, what steps has the government taken to meet its obligations to support Palestinian self-determination as outlined in the ICJ advisory ruling? The Liberal Democrats' position is ironclad. We want the immediate recognition of a Palestinian state and a halt to the settlement activity in the West Bank. We believe the government must affirm its commitment to this path. Thank you.
Hear, hear.